Hello. I am getting things set up to make sure I have everything the way it needs to be. Getting these comments pulled up so I can respond if that happens. Yes. Okay. Hey, bear with me. Bear with me. Um, okay. I guess I have everything I need. Hope somebody's out there ready to watch, listen, and learn. Okay, I'm just going to get started. So, good day to you, and thank you for joining me. I'm Yaminah, aka Coach Yamz, and I am a life coach. On this live, I want to tell you how healing saved my life and how I got into coaching. If you're ready to find out more, tell me in the comments, and also, if you could, tag a friend so that they can come join and learn a thing or two about a thing or two. Okay. And so I'm just going to get right into it. Also, I'm using notes, and so my eyes are going to be shifting back and forth, but I am wanting to make sure I engage on all the parts of this. Okay, so healing is working toward being in alignment with yourself. How you go about healing is going to look differently for everybody. Everybody's journey is their own. The beautiful thing about that is that there's no right or wrong way to go about the healing process. Ongoing healing practices in my life in particular look like my self-care routine, where I dedicate the first hour of my day to myself before I show up for the rest of the world. I do that with something called Savers. I got this from Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning. Savers stands for silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, aka journaling. And if I'm being honest, the exercise part of things, it doesn't happen first thing in the morning. It's usually a thing that it has its own block of time because I want to dedicate 30 minutes to my workouts when I do those. And then the other thing that I do to continue my healing process is I listen to and respect my body and what it needs. And so if I'm tired and I have the time to do so, I take a nap. If there's something that I don't need to do at that moment, it gets pushed to the side and a nap happens because naps are great. Sometimes I've had a long day. I've done a lot of work and I want to watch some TV, but my eyes are heavy. I'm honest with myself and go ahead and turn that TV off because if I don't, I'm going to be getting watched by the TV. So you just get to a point to where you stop lying to yourself. When you're in alignment with yourself, you're honest with yourself versus doing what makes other people happy. So you know what you can and can't agree to. You can clearly communicate that with other people. You no longer feel obligated to show up, and instead you choose to do things with your time that is in alignment with what you feel and what you need. You discover what's important to you, and the bonus is you start working toward fulfilling those dreams that have been collecting dust in your head. Do you want more of this in your life? If yes, put yes in the comments. If you're just now joining, you're just now watching and you were not live, drop replay in the comments so that I know that you did join me. And so I'm now going to give you 3 points about healing that I think are important for people to know. And before I do that, I'm going to take a sip of water because my throat is dry. I am nervous. Okay, so number 1, it's about the journey, not the destination. Healing is a never-ending journey. No matter how much you upgrade you are still going to change and grow because that's just what humans do. The only constant is change. So learning to lean into that change is going to do good for you. And then be in the moment and try to stay present in all that you do. So when you walk to the mailbox, take a minute to just look up and let the sun shine down on your face. See what's going on up there. And when you're drinking your morning coffee, listen to the birds chirp outside the window. just take a moment to appreciate what it is that's going on around you in any given moment, because you never get that time or day again. Number 2, everyone is on their own journey, and their pace likely will not look like yours. And that can be hard. It can be something that we don't want to accept. And the best way to get through that is to set boundaries, extend grace to other people, extend grace to yourself. Feelings are going to come up. And so you want to kind of put a game plan in place of how you're going to navigate those feelings, because, baby, when healing is happening, you're going to have feelings come up, lots of them. And remember that everybody is a work in progress. Nobody's perfect. Nobody has this shit figured out. Everybody is trying to figure it out and live their best life. So be patient and be kind. And number 3, healing is worth the uncomfortable journey. And there's some uglies that I have to share with you. I'm not ever going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you like it is. It may not feel worth it until you've distanced yourself from the mess you've got going on the inside and the outside. Another thing, getting healthy feels foreign in the beginning and requires unlearning things you've probably done most of your life. So you're going to be questioning some things, why you do them, how long you've been doing them, where you got it from. It's a whole process. And then you'll feel like quitting, ugly crying even. You may lose relationships. Relationships may completely change. It is all part of it. And having support and accountability is a really great way to keep yourself on track so you don't quit on yourself, because it's easy to quit when you don't have anybody to help holding you accountable. Which leads me to the title of this event, How Healing Saved My Life and I Got Into Coaching. I'm just going to check and see if there's any comments that I need to be aware of. I don't see anything, so yeah. Hey, y'all are watching Crystal and Dotline. Okay, so how healing saved my life and I got into coaching. So I know all of what I said to be true, because this is part of my journey as I grew to a healthier me. I've been sticking my toe in healing waters for quite some time, doing therapy over the years. I only talked about things that were happening externally, and sorry to tell you, the external things are not the things that are going to get you over the hump that you're trying to get over. And I didn't go inside. And then the pandemic happened to everybody. Everybody is still, we're still masking up. It's still very much a pandemic. And the pandemic forced me to accept and live in and figure out how I was going to navigate my reality. I realized that I was very unhappy. I found myself repeatedly around people who only took from me. There was no equal reciprocity back in the day. I was managing other grown people's affairs that had nothing to do with me, personally and professionally. And I hit a really low and had to talk to friends and get additional support, because getting up every day, it was getting harder and harder. And honestly, there was probably some high functioning depression. But I've always been the strong person who just keeps pushing forward, and you don't let anybody see a crack in your mask. And that's the way I live life. And then I put my foot down. I decided no more. I did the work, and here I am. If you've ever reached your breaking point, write scream in the comment. Let me see what's going on over here. Anything in the comments? I don't think so. Okay. I'm going to keep on rolling through then. So going on this journey had me absorbing not everything, but whatever seemed like the right next step that fell into my path by the universe, God, whatever feels good for you. This was a process of learning to trust myself and surrender to wherever the path led me. I did not have it all mapped out from beginning to end. I had to ebb and flow with the feelings and the things that came up, and I had to be okay with doing the ugly shit. That's just what it is. And reflecting one day, I acknowledged how lonely and damn near impossible it sometimes felt to keep going. I did have a therapist. I have a great friend. I do have a therapist. I see her every other week. I love her. And I have great friends, but those things aren't always enough to give you the support you need to keep you going forward. And so I realized I'd already been serving in a coaching capacity for most of my life professionally, and that's because I'm in management in my job, my current day job, and personally with friends and family. I have been giving coaching advice without even realizing that's what I was doing. I've always been a good listener, and so I stopped letting life happen to me. Doing so empowered me to dream bigger. I consumed information and podcasts and books and webinars and everything like it was going out of style. And on 2/22/22, I launched Healing is Work Coaching. I continuously invest in myself with people who are where I want to be. And I know that I've got a lot further to go, and I just have to keep showing up consistently. I continue to face limiting beliefs I've carried most of my life, and I deal with them as they come up. I'm human. I still have my own shit that I'm working through, and that's we're here to figure that out. And so if you're ready to stop doing shit out of obligation and live life on your terms, schedule a complimentary call with me at chatwithyams.com. That's Yams with a Z. And let's see if we're a good fit to work together. I'll also try to figure out how to pin a comment and do that so that you can easily find the scheduling link. Does anybody have any questions? If so, drop them in the comments. I'm just going to see if there's anything I should be responding to in the comments. I don't think so. Okay. Well, if you got something out of this live, share it with a friend, share it with a foe. Everybody could stand to learn a little something about what healing looks like. And I am going to be doing these regularly. So catch me on my next Facebook Live, which will be Monday, the 23rd of May. I will be coming to you at 5:30 Central Standard Time. And I'm going to show up every Monday at that time, 5:30 Central Standard Time. And I'm just going to serve up about 10 minutes of food for thought with some actionable things that you may feel inspired to do. One more thing I want to do before I go is leave you with a resource. The goal is to leave you with a resource every time we come together, because I think that having resources is helpful. And I happen to like collecting resources and learning new things. So my resource this week is the Michael Singer podcast, Singer. You can listen anywhere you listen to podcasts. This is where I leave you for now. Thank you for sharing your time with me, and I will see you next live. Bye, and thank you so much.